from China, from the rest of Asia, and also from Europe, all represented here. May I ask you, Professor Wang, at this moment, One Belt, One Road initiatives has been widely publicized. However, what are some of the concrete plans, not to mention actions at this moment, for these initiatives to prosper?
Well, this weekend, the Boao Forum will release the white paper on the One Road, One Belt. You show the map. Actually, it's, some people say the 65 countries. Actually, it's not just limited in these countries. It's open. It's inclusive to even other participants from the United States, from Africa. We're all welcome. It's not just one road. It's not a road. It's the economic road. It's the I think initiative for regional corporations. It's also public goods. I think China and other shareholders to provide for stimulate the world economy.
But you haven't answered my question, which is what are some of the very concrete plans and very concrete actions that you see that is being taken or in the days and months to come?
There are many plans. Actually, it's under construction, like Euro-Asians railway network. Actually designed in 1990s, UNDP. So the One Road, One Belt is want to connect all these existing roads and then build new roads, and then get the systematic result. This is, I think, the key.
Professor Gauzet has been listening to you very attentively because he is trying to figure out what is that all about. You've been studying that for quite some months. Professor, what do you think it is about?
Well, first of all, what is, I think, extremely important is that China is taking this initiative. So we see a very proactive China which is shaping, in a sense, the agenda. So this is a very, very important point in my opinion. The second thing, it is very significant because it is about infrastructure. As Professor Wang said, connecting existing roads, but also building some new infrastructure. There is this idea that we will have high-speed Trans-Siberian, and this could change a lot of things on Eurasia. There is also this idea that that you have a continental aspect of the road, but you have also a maritime aspect. And what about the discussion on a canal which would be built in the south of Thailand, therefore in the north of Malacca, to shorten the journey of the shipping between
already
Europe
a long list of infrastructure you are giving us that need to be done. At this moment, we all know that there's very one concrete thing going on about this One Belt, One Road initiatives. That is the Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank, or AIIB. The Asia Infrastructure Investment Bank is seen as crucial, in fact, to both the New Silk Road and the Asian infrastructure construction. Let's take a look at the statistics from the Asian Development Bank. Recently show that between 2010 and 2020, around 730 billion US dollars per year is needed in the Asia Pacific region to improve infrastructure. But even a multilateral lender such as the ADB itself can provide only about $10 billion annually. So there's a huge difference there. How much, therefore? Professor Tan from Singapore. Singapore is one of the founders already of AIIB. How much a difference do you think this specific AIIB can make in the overall plan?
Well, this AIIB will make a big difference to the One Belt, One Road, because we have to be very careful. As the US interest rate goes up, there is a likelihood of capital flowing back to the West and to the Europe to fund their budget deficit. So it is important that Asia's saving should be used for infrastructure investment in Asia. And Singapore realized the need. So we are one of the first who supported this AIIB very strongly. We like to see that the infrastructure bottleneck is being released through the AIIB's funding so that you can remove the production bottleneck. And then the economic activities can flourish, and then the standard of living of Asia can be improved. I think AIIB is one of the very important vehicles, will make or break the One Land, One Belt, One Road. Therefore, I think with the European countries, now even for Japan now, to consider with the World Bank and the IMF seeing no contradiction between AIIB and international agencies. I think the table is turning, that common sense begins to prevail. The AIIB is one of the important things that is going to happen to help to fund infrastructure in Asia.
Of course, we understand at this moment, Professor Wang, the deadline for the founding member pledge of AIIB only starts on March the 31st. So still a few days to go before that happens. However, at this moment, there is the issue of geopolitics. There's also the issue of, what is this international system, for example, the Bretton Woods system, that's been in practice since the Second World War. Where is it going with the welcoming of AIIB from various countries? There's also the issue of what with it, and will that be palpable in a way by other regions of the world to develop their own infrastructure, or a Eurasia area is just going to enjoy that huge benefit while the rest of the world will not? So all of these questions, Professor Wang, let's go one by one. Geopolitically.
Well, actually, it's not a geopolitical consideration to have this initiative. First, it's to stimulate economic growth. After the global financial crisis, what to invest? US, they have the shale gas revolution. EU, like Germany, they have the so-called industrial 4.0. China, we say, have the AIIB infrastructure investment can stimulate economic growth. What kind of infrastructure? It's not just a road. It's also about pipeline, and also grid, electricity network, and even internet. So it's a high technology.
With more members, let me just ask you this directly. With more founding members joining in, some are also significant members of G7, some are also very important economies in the world. What is going to be the governing structure of AIIB so that everybody can feel satisfied and they feel there's enough transparency there?
Well,
let's not forget, this is an idea that put forward by China at the very beginning.
Yes. Actually, the 21st founders last year, they set the basic roadmap for the future of the AIIB. And then this deadline of the March 31st, this just be the founding member.
Right.
Actually, they cannot set the rules. So this, I think, is important too. Otherwise, so many join, like WTO, no so many efficiency, people quarrel each other. I don't think we should inclusive to anybody, but at the same time, efficiency to solve the problem. I think this is to balance.
Inclusiveness and efficiency, very interesting idea and a combination over there. Professor Guo said, you listen very carefully, but let me understand better about the Europeans' willingness to join. It almost looked like overnight, all the important European capitals, from the UK to Germany to Italy to France to Switzerland and Netherlands, almost all of them want to join. What is about that night that everybody changed their mind and want to be a founding member?
No, so I think there is the realization what the colleague just said in Singapore is very true. This is not against anyone. This new Silk Road is not a new Marshall Plan. There is no Cold War thinking around. So as you said, Professor Wang, it's very much about growth, economy, inclusiveness. And I think once the people in Europe realize that, well, they have been moving very, very, very fast. After the UK, others followed, and others will also follow. And I think
it's important that they are joining, but people want to understand what's in it for the European economies. Okay, let me just put a little bit groundstone over there. The economies are not necessarily doing well. Even the Eurozone now is under the threat of some huge challenges. Will this, joining the AIIB, in a way open up a new door, totally new door for the European economy?
Not totally new door, but this is the direction is correct. That is to invest massively in order to have growth, because the two problems of Europe are confidence and growth. So, and the two are of course interconnected.